Live from the Convocation Center on the campus of the University of North Georgia in Dahlonega, coverage of the Peach Belt Conference is on the air. Game number 2 of the doubleheader between North Georgia and Flagler, and the men will play host to the number 1 team in conference play, a team that 1 month ago tonight, they played right to the wire, losing by only 6 at Flagler.
Yeah, this was a very close game, Craig, between these two teams. And you'd think Flagler, the favorite to win the league coming in. They made that deep run last year in the Division II tournament, I believe, to the national championship game. And this North Georgia team picked 9th to start the year, took them all the way to the wire in their own home gym. North Georgia playing a lot better right now than they were a month ago. They've gotten some pieces back, started to really buy in. This is going to be a fun one.
To say that the Nighthawks are playing well of late might be an understatement. They have really opened up eyes. Now they bring in, the momentum of having won and won on the road. They're now well above 500 within the conference and within sniffing distance of first place.
Yeah, I mean, you win this game, you are tied with Flagler for the top spot going into the back half of this, well, close to the back half of the Peach Belt Conference season. And to have a win over Flagler, especially when you start to look ahead, even if you drop a couple games, if Flagler stays up top, you've got that tiebreaker versus the number 1 team in the conference, which is huge looking forward. And if you can beat Flagler here tonight, that's just a jumping off point as you look ahead to some other big games coming up.
No doubt about it. And of course, we talked about it in the women's game, how the just the way that the ball bounced with regard to the schedule. You've got 4 teams that you haven't played any thus far, and you would already have wrapped up the regular season record with Flagler, this being the second of those 2 games.
Well, and you've already wrapped it up with Georgia College, too. You split with them, so you've got a tie with the Bobcats, who were one of those teams that were projected to be a top 4 seed in the conference looking ahead to March. And so getting that win, you have Aiken coming up here in just a couple of weeks. You've got Young Harris next week on the road to open that season series. You got Columbus State Saturday. So you start to look ahead at some of these games. North Georgia, like you said, has opened up a bunch of eyes to where coming into the season, the Columbus States of the world, the Augustas of the world probably write that game off if you're just looking at the way that the projections ended up being. Now those teams have to take you a lot more seriously as you've made this jumping point to 11-4 to start the year.
And let's talk about how the defensive focus that the Nighthawks bring each and every night has really made a difference in those games, because it's easy and a lot of fun to play offense. You've got to want to play defense.
Yeah, you heard Coach Evans at halftime of the women's game talking about how these guys can guard. We've had guys that can guard. Ephraim Shamonga comes to mind. This team has about 4 Ephraim Shamongas, the way that they play defense. They're so connected. They anticipate well. They remember the scout. And Coach Burson actually just said it in her post-game interview with me that will be posted a little bit later tonight. Following the scout to perfection is exactly what the women did, and that's what this North Georgia team does night in and night out. They follow that scout and that game plan to near perfection every single night. And you've seen that over this 4-game stretch where we've rattled off 4 straight.
And that's the beauty of having won 4 conference games in a row. You start 0-2, and it's tough to dig out of that hole, but boy, the momentum that you now have as you play the number 1 team in the conference, timing could not be more perfect for the Nighthawks. A great game on tap for you tonight. Glad that you've joined us. We're going to step aside. When we come back, starting lineups and the opening tip. Nighthawks looking for the sweep of the doubleheader right here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Leadership is fueled by vision and passion. Leadership is service with empathy, creativity, and integrity. Leadership is seeking continuous improvement for yourself and your community. Since 1873, the University of North Georgia has prepared generations of civic, professional, and military leaders. Today, UNG is a leading regional university that serves students across 5 campuses and online, with educational pathways ranging from associate degrees to doctoral programs. And as one of only 6 senior military colleges in the nation, UNG holds designations as a state leadership institution and as the Military College of Georgia. UNG's national reputation and student profile are growing stronger each year, and we remain focused on student success and academic excellence at all levels. Across UNG, our incredible faculty and staff are scholars and mentors who inspire service, inquiry, and creativity. And resume-building experiences help each student fulfill their potential. We know the value of determination and teamwork in and out of the classroom, and this spirit pushes our students to excel on the field, serve our communities, and explore the world. When the day is done, the real measure of our success lies in who our graduates become. Outstanding leaders for a diverse and global society. The University of North Georgia.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
North Georgia basketball on the Nighthawk Sports Network is brought to you by the Smith House Country Store, Restaurant, and Hotel, the UNG Bookstore, Bryan Properties Commercial Real Estate, and Northeast Georgia Health System.
Alongside Walker McCrary, Craig Corbin, and the Nighthawk Sports Network staff, time now for your starting lineups. First, for the Saints of Flagler under head coach Chad Warner, it'll be number 0, Curtis Lewis. Number 1, Derek Ellis Jr. Number 4, Isaac Lottie. Number 15, Chris Metzger. And number 23, Jalen Barr. The Saints, number 1 in the Peach Belt at 5-1, 12-3 overall. Now for the Nighthawks of UNG under head coach Dan Evans, 11-4 overall, 4-2 in the Peach Belt. It'll be number 4, Darnell Snyers. Number 5, Frank Champion. Number 11, Cody Schubert. Number 15, Greg Billups Jr. And number 22, Mr. Eric Jones. And we're talking in between games. It has been interesting to watch the development of this Nighthawk program under the tutelage of Coach Evans, with a very strong emphasis on defense, as we talked a moment ago. But how that puts you in so many more games than if you just take a very even-handed approach to playing contests. The Nighthawks with the ultimate blue-collar mentality when it comes to playing defense.
Yeah, when you talk about playing defense, it's not elegant, it's not pretty, it's not the quote-unquote sexy way to play basketball. You love to have the offense, but to get offense, you got to play defense, because if they score more points than you, you're not winning the game.
And the tip controlled by the Nighthawks. Official Bruce Benedict had a close call there after tossing it in the air. First possession for North Georgia. And traffic, Billups no good, and Flagler with their first opportunity here tonight in the Convocation Center.
Thanks goes out to Mr. Benedict, though, asking us if we were ready. Not a whole lot of people look at the TV crew.
And thank you very much, Bruce Benedict. That shot up and in, and give the first basket of the night to Metzger. It's 2-0, Flagler. Just underway here in the first half from Dahlonega. Snyers in traffic, nearly had daylight, but took one too many steps.
Okay, you saw him turn the corner there and thought maybe if he can get to the left hand, but he anticipated Metzger coming over to try and get the block and just slid that pivot foot as he came to a halt.
Flagler will have their second possession here in minute number 1 of half number 1. Metzger in between the circles, away to Lottie. Now Ellis drives, cut off there by Schubert. Shot clock at 15. Metzger, one dribble and hands to Lottie. Now shot clock at 7. The lob inside, Metzger, guarded by Champion, up and gets the friendly roll.
Such a tough matchup, standing. He's taller than 6'7", Craig.
Easily. They have him listed 6'7", 220. Long three by Schubert off the iron, no good. Rebound taken by Flagler, leading 4-0 here. 18:20 to go in the first half. Straightaway three, and it is 7-0 on the basket by Lottie.
Jacek Lottie, the Peach Belt Player of the Year from a year ago, and really paced Flagler on that deep run to the national championship game a year ago, and trying to put the team on his shoulders here this season as well.
North Georgia looking for their first basket of the ball game. Jones now in the corner. Three-point effort from Billups, no good. Rebound on the weak side by Lewis. Ellis brings it up. Feed to Metzger, guarded by Champion. Now Lewis with 17. Away it goes to Ellis. Shot clock at 9. Ellis at the elbow. Now Barr a three, and the Saints are perfect, and it's quickly 10-0. Timeout taken. Coach Evans, not the type start that the Nighthawks would have preferred.
Well, and I don't know that Jalen Barr is on the scout as a three-point shooter. I'm not sure what his stats are, but it looked like Eric was playing off of him a little bit and allowing him to take that shot. Went in. It's 10-0 start for Flagler, but it's not an insurmountable lead by any stretch.
Absolutely. Now we have seen North Georgia use exactly that type start in a couple of their wins over the last month of the season, but how they respond here will be very telling for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about fast starts as Malik Hardy steps onto the floor, kind of been the X factor in this four-game winning streak for North Georgia off the bench. You talk about fast starts and how great those are, but where you really tell how your team responds to adversity is when you go down on a 10-0 start or something like that. And this is where we're going to see what Dan Evans' team is really made of.
The only loss for Flagler to USC Aiken, 67-65. In the lane, Champion, no good. Did not get the roll. It was a good opportunity, but nothing doing. Lottie in traffic. Away to Barr. Now Ellis with 13 to shoot. Around the horn, Lewis, Lottie. Nearly losing the handle was Curtis Lewis. Now 5 to shoot. Lottie a long three, and that one the first miss.
But how great was that defense being connected on the scramble there underneath the basket?
Cody. Away to Champion. Beautiful feed to Jones. Hesitates and scores.
Great feed, big to big. Hard to defend one of those, especially when Champion can handle the ball like he can.
And Walker, a nice crowd on hand tonight for this matchup. Corner three is no good. Schubert in there for the rebound. Cody averaging 4 boards per game at the other end. Off the glass, no good. He played 4 minutes here in the first half of this ball game. A very vocal crowd.
You talk about the crowd that's a poem. We'll talk a little bit more about them as we come out of the media.
Time out of the floor, 15:50 to play. It's Flagler 10, North Georgia 2. Back in a moment. You're watching the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Someone here at Circus Burger has been talking to the press, telling them that chicken is better than burgers. And I want to know who it is. Is it you, Bill?
No, sir.
Diane?
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't Steve. He just started. You're doing a great job here, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm not big on pointing fingers, but it was definitely Bill.
Whoa, it could literally be any one of us.
Somebody did it, and I'm gonna find out who.
What is going on here?
A fine sponsor of the Nighthawk Sports Network and a very popular pregame meal destination.
Yeah, it's your favorite, right?
Not only was it my pregame meal, it was a pregame breakfast this morning as well.
Craig, how about the crowd here on a holiday? Snow in the area, roads cleared up nicely. And for the students to come out here tonight, got a little delay in classes in the morning, so you don't have to worry about, getting up for that 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Would you think that this might be one of the better turnouts of the season?
So far, yes.
We are back to action. 15:38 to go in the first half. Malik Hardy in the ball game. Controlling. Straightaway three is off the mark. No good. Rebound taken by Flagler. Fake by Lottie. Drive, shoots. Boy, that was some kind of drive by Lottie.
You see North Georgia trying to sell out to keep him from touching the ball, and that's exactly why.
Back to a 10-point advantage. Phillips to Champion at the elbow, guarded by Metzger. Cut off. Now Jones at the right elbow. Shot clock at 9. Frank backs in. Champion double teamed. Shot no good. Quickly in traffic. The pass to Metzger. Good ball movement by the Saints. Ellis now will reset. Lewis zips it in the corner. Derek Ellis Jr. no good. Rebound by Jones. At the other end, Champion gets the roll.
And a great job by Frank there to use the rim as a little bit of defense from the long arm of Metzger. Metzger went for the block on the right side. Frank just easily put it in the left.
That's the first bucket for Champion, the leading scorer for the Nighthawks at 17 a game. Played 6 minutes here in the first half. Drive right down the lane. The basket goes for Ellis.
One of the rare times you see North Georgia's defense not connected off of a ball screen. Easy split, nobody in the lane.
Schubert looks over to Coach Evans, gets the play call. Now Champion on the wing, top of the key to Jones. Hardy with a shot clock at 10. Malik works to the key. Now Schubert with 5, 4. Cody drives 3, 2. Off balance shot, partially blocked. And the Saints have it again, up by 10. Lottie spins. Bounce pass to Metzger. Oh, away it goes to Barr. 3-pointer in and out, no good. Rebound Hardy. Malik in traffic down the lane, out of bounds and over to Flagler. Substitutions for both teams. Nighthawks bring in Giancarlo Bastrinoni, as well as Mikhail Bethea. And who else sneaked out there?
I think Darnell.
Darnell Snyder's back on the floor.
Now here's an opportunity, Craig, for North Georgia to maybe get something on the inside. Metzger out, the long length of him. They bring in Cole Roberts, who, that's a true 6'7".
Yep. Fiddler also out there. Chase Fiddler from Huntsville. Hook shot. Oh, my goodness. A seeing eye hook shot from Cole Roberts. And it's 16-4, largest lead of the night. Whistle stops the clock with 12:37 to go. It will be a foul on Lottie. First personal on the senior from Aurora, Colorado. Came to Flagler by way of the University of Arkansas, Little Rock. Champion missed that one in the lane. That was a tough chance. Fiddler out front. Nearly lost the handle. Passes away to Spencer Bain. Now Roberts all alone underneath, missing the golden opportunity. Callum Baker. And he is hearing about it from the Nighthawk faithful. Hardy steps into a three, no good, left it short. Fiddler the rebound. Bain on the wing, left side. That's a pretty tough pass for Baker to bring down at midcourt. Roberts now, guarded by Giancarlo, hands it to Baker, lofts a three, no good. Snyers with the rebound.
This is where North Georgia's got to figure out a way to get the ball in the bucket. Not a scoring offense lineup here for Flagler.
Snyers to Bethea.
Outside of Lottie, of course.
Yeah. McHale picks up the dribble away to Giancarlo. Shot clock at 9. Champion wraparound, yes.
Again, using the rim as the defense for the shot. Flagler's going to try and block everything up at the rim.
We are 9 minutes into the first half. Flagler used that 10-0 run to start the game, and that's what the advantage is right now. Blocked by Malik Hardy. They've got numbers in the corner. Bethea drives. The pass to Hardy. Now Champion turns. That will be a blocking foul. Frank might have got away with one. Timeout on the floor. 10:40 to go in the first half. It's Flagler by 10. You're watching the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Bandit 3, this is Fox 2-3. Can you see that contact to our front? Bandit Fox 2-3, out. Mark him with tracer fire.
There are those who choose a different path in life. A path of selflessness, of service. A path that leads to freedom. Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
The UNG Bookstore is the one-stop shop where students can get anything they need for the classroom and fans can find everything they need to support the Nighthawks, from shirts and jackets to car decals and tailgating chairs. Gear up at the Nighthawks nest with officially licensed UNG merchandise. Be sure to shop in store to find the item of the week. Visit our stores in Dahlonega, Gainesville, Oconee, and Cumming, or check us out online at ungbookstore.com. The UNG Bookstore is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics.
Getting a blocked shot just to set the tone defensively for the Nighthawks. Now if they can just get things rolling offensively.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that North Georgia's offense takes time.
Right.
And this Flagler defense thrives on the late shot clock defense. They have so much length on the inside. It's hard to get something at the rim. They're forcing North Georgia to have to try and make shots from the outside. It's not been our strength all year, except for the past couple of games. But it's one of those things where North Georgia, baseline out of bounds, this is where you've had time to draw something up.
Bethea inbounds to Hardy. Back in the corner to McHale. Now Malik with 13 to shoot. Picks up his dribble. Darnell fakes, drives from the elbow. High arcing shot, no good. Tipped by Giancarlo, but he couldn't come down with it. Boy, he nearly tipped it in.
Yeah, that's one of those that you hope maybe starts to roll your way as the game goes on.
Off balance floater, good and one. Goodness. Derek Ellis Jr., the senior from Hartford, Connecticut. An off balance shot in the lane.
Yeah, he's a good ball player. He handles the ball extremely well, and came by way of Mercyhurst up in the PSAC, and came to a little bit warmer weather.
Yes.
Place to go.
You know, with the exception of Lottie, the leading scorer at 22, there is an abundance of Saints that are between 8 and 10 points on average per contest. 19-6, your score. Nighthawks. That was Zach Brown on the court. Snyers into the lane. McHale with 6, 5, Hardy, turnaround, nope, lost the handle, tried to get it back to McHale, but intercepted by Bain. The lob to Roberts, backing in on Giancarlo. Well, that pass just had way too much on it for Jalen Barr. About took his head off.
It was a great cut, though, by Barr on the backside. Everybody looking on the inside, trying to, defend against the post, and a backdoor cut that was open, just way too much mustard.
Schubert will bring it up. It's a 13-point deficit facing the Nighthawks here with 9:20 to go. Oh, goodness. Cole Roberts ahead of the pack. Will slam it in and rat-hole everything on that standard. Goodness.
Yeah, again, the scout for Flagler, they follow it extremely well. They knew what was coming, and Giancarlo didn't break for the ball quickly enough.
And an offensive foul will send it back the other way.
Well, they're going to get Malik on a strong post up, and Derek Ellis Jr., well, let's just say he didn't leave anything to the imagination with what he thinks happened.
Roberts goes to the bench after that thunderous slam dunk. Of course, he's familiar to those
and it
who
looks
know
like
when he played at Georgia College.
Looks like we might be going to replay to see if it was a flagrant. Again, with what he thought was happening.
Right.
And to those guys up in the control room, they're going to be looking for the play, the zoomed-in play there of Malik down low on the post. So, I don't know. It's a post up, and he's posting up. Let's see, Malik at 6'3", Ellis at 5'11". I mean, it's going to be really tough to be able to say flagrant when he's just trying to post up down low.
That would be an extremely unusual definition for that interpretation. And you see the officials didn't take long to make the decision, and we're going to get the official interpretation. Okay, common foul.
Yeah, again, 6'3", 5'11".
Yep.
You're just trying to get position on the inside. Malik's got the mismatch. You can't, I don't think, give the flagrant unless he throws that elbow, which I don't think there was any intent there.
Clock rolls inside 9 minutes until the half. Bain holding high. Back to Ellis. Now Bain around the screen from Metzger. 13 to shoot.
He's sliding that feet on that screen.
Yep. Bain drives with 6 to shoot, off balance, and he was on the end line over to North Georgia, and that will allow Champion to check back in.
You saw how connected North Georgia was on that possession. All the ball screens from Metzger, Bastianoni out there defending it extremely well. Got the switch back on Metzger when Metzger had pretty much bowled over Cody Schubert down in the paint with no whistle.
See if the Nighthawks can get some offense going here. Giancarlo turns, has it stolen away. Fiddler comes up with it. Now Metzger over to Bain. Ellis guarded by Snyers. Bounce pass intended for Metzger, knocked away. Now here come the Nighthawks, and Cody will have to wait on some help. Champion drives, shoots, and lays it in.
Frank's got to do a lot more of that, getting the ball on the floor and finding that mismatch when he doesn't have Metzger guarding him.
Inside 8 minutes to go until the half. Barr on the wing, now away to Metzger out front, guarded by Bastianoni. Metzger still with the ball, 7:37 to go, first half. Now Barr a long three, goodness gracious. His second long-range shot of the night.
Again, I don't know that that's on the scout. Frank was trying to double team on Metzger there, and Barr was left open.
Jones checking in for North Georgia. And a timeout on the floor. 7:16 to go until the half. Flagler in front on this one, 24-10. Back in a moment on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Bandit 3, this is Fox 2-3. Can you see that contact to our front? Man, it's Fox 2-3 out. Mark him with tracer fire.
There are those who choose a different path in life. A path of selflessness, of service. A path that leads to freedom. Do you have what it takes? Find out at goarmy.com/warriors.
The UNG Bookstore is the one-stop shop where students can get anything they need for the classroom and fans can find everything they need to support the Nighthawks, from shirts and jackets to car decals and tailgating chairs. Gear up at the Nighthawks Nest with officially licensed UNG merchandise. Be sure to shop in store to find the item of the week. Visit our stores in Dahlonega, Gainesville, Oconee, and Cumming, or check us out online at ungbookstore.com. The UNG Bookstore is a proud sponsor of North Georgia Athletics.
Team still huddled up. Nighthawks in need of some more offense as they trail by 14, 7:16 to go until the half.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the stats, Craig, and the offensive stats are not what we've seen over the past 4 games for North Georgia. I mean, currently the Nighthawks shooting just 4 of 14 from the floor, have yet to make a three-pointer, have yet to get to the free throw line. Flagler, on the other hand, 10 of 17, 3 of 8 from distance, and they've gotten to the free throw line once tonight.
Yep. Nighthawks inbounding to Champion. 15 on the shot clock. Billups away to Snyers. Jones now with 6, 5. Schubert with 4, 3, 2. Champion puts up a three-pointer. No good. Goes for his own rebound. And that will be a foul of frustration on Frank. Trying to get that rebound and didn't really have a good angle to sneak in. Nighthawks found themselves in the waning seconds of that possession without a really good look.
Got to keep defending. I mean, 16 points isn't insurmountable. There's so much basketball left. You just got to defend and keep weathering the storm.
That bounce pass intercepted by Snyers. Long lead for Billups. Drives, shoots, no good. Thought there might have been basket interference.
Yeah, you can't slap the backboard after the ball's hit it.
Ellis in between the circles. Guarded by Schubert. Ellis gets it back now with 6. Launches a 3, sort of as a last second decision there on his part. 5:55 to go until the half. Can the Nighthawks take advantage and get some more points on the board? Still not in double digits. Foul inside on Derek Ellis. A little bit of a mismatch as he was paired up with Jones.
Yeah, Jones did a great job of posting him up and getting that position in the middle of the lane, forcing Ellis to have to come through the post up to try and defend it.
Oh, goodness gracious. That is on Malik, his second.
And he had just checked back into the game, and the offensive foul. Again, Flagler has scouted extremely well, and I mentioned in the pregame, you've caught the eyes of these upper echelon teams now, and they're taking you very seriously.
Yep. Five and a half to go until halftime. Lottie has that one taken away by Snyers. Champion, beautiful feed to Jones for the slam.
That'll wake up this Nighthawk crowd.
Thank you very much. In the corner, Barr drives, wraparound shot, no good. 5:05 to go, and that'll be a foul on Barr.
That might be the momentum point. I mean, Eric Jones just took the ball and absolutely treated it like a man.
Yep. Mr. Jones. Fiddler gets set to check in at the next opportunity.
Just think about his evolution over the past year and a half, second-year freshman, even just this year. A completely different ball player.
Has gained a lot of confidence in that mid-range jumper. Schubert for three, would not fall. That would have been huge. 4:44 to go here in the first. Lewis. Now Barr turns, blocked inside by Jones.
And it went off of Flagler too. Huge.
I'm not sure if I were Mr. Barr that I'd be talking too much. You just had that one returned to sender.
Yeah, that's really, he said a couple words to that official, and now the Nighthawk crowd really going to let him hear about it.
Yeah, and I think wisely, he is headed to the bench. Replaced by Fiddler. Man, you just got that one smacked back in your face. I don't think I'd be talking. 24-10. 4:24 to go in the first. Snyers hesitated, and that just threw him off.
Yeah, the double clutch there. If he would have gone right up with it, I think maybe he might have had a better chance at it, but you saw him just kind of hesitating there. And
little stutter.
It wasn't really a pump fake. It wasn't really he lost the handle on the ball, just, a little bit of second guess.
In between. 4:14 to go here in the first. 24-10 your score. Flagler has been in front from the get-go. Taken away by Billups. Heading right up the middle of the court. Now Schubert on the wing. Long pass to Snyers. Finds Jones on the block. 15-foot fall away, would not go. Ball knocked free and out of bounds. It will stay Flagler ball. North Georgia's had a couple of looks that had either of them gone. And we'll talk more about that after this timeout. 3:45 to play, first half. It's Flagler by 14 right here on the Nighthawk Sports Network. There have been some scintillating plays in the last couple of minutes by the Nighthawks. This being one that got the attention of the faithful. Whoa!
Yeah, what a great dunk there from Eric Jones.
Nicely done. And I'll tell you, he wasn't done. The slam on one end and a block. Get out of here, Mr. Barr.
Again, it just goes back to his evolution as a ball player just over this season.
Bounce pass to Roberts, muscles in, lost the handle, got it back and scored.
Breaks a 4-minute scoring drought for the Saints, where North Georgia was only able to score 2 points.
That hurts. If you can hold this team scoreless for 4 minutes, that is doing something. 26-10, equaling the largest lead of the night. Approaching 3 minutes left until halftime. Lottie drives, shoots, no good, but a foul will send him to the line.
Good defense by Cody there, but jumped toward him instead of staying straight up and down, and that's where they're going to get the foul.
At the line, Lottie 77% on the season. And got the roll. He has doled out a team-leading 84 assists coming into tonight. And now the lead is 18.
Again, though, if North Georgia can just figure out some things on the offensive end to hold this Flagler team to just 28 points through 17 minutes of play, you've got to be pleased with the effort on that end of the floor.
Absolutely agree. Jones in the corner to Billups. Eric drives, stops, tried to get it to Frank, scramble. This is going to be another easy Flagler bucket by Derek Ellis Jr.
And that's what the way that they get a lot of their offense do the Saints. They get the anticipation and the aggressiveness on the defensive end that goes to fast break points. Reminds me a lot of Landers women.
Agreed. Shot by Snyers would not find the mark. Rebound Roberts. Outlet comes to Ellis. Flagler with the largest lead of the night at 20, looking for more. Fiddler for three.
Yeah, that's just it's a wide open shot there from Fiddler, and got North Georgia jumping at it and trying to get the block, trying to get some sort of momentum changing defensive play where if you play solid there, I don't know that Fiddler takes the shot.
The Fiddler three makes that now 33 for Flagler, 10 for the Nighthawks. This would be one of the lowest offensive outputs in a long while.
Yeah, I don't know that I could tell you the last time that North Georgia was held this low offensively, and it hasn't been for lack of not getting good shots.
Yeah.
I think there have been some good shots. I think we've taken some bad shots, don't get me wrong, but we've had our opportunities in the paint. We've had our opportunities with some wide open threes that we've been knocking down over the past 2.5 weeks, just have not been able to find the bottom of the net.
And meanwhile, Flagler looks like a first-place team.
Yeah, they look a lot more like the team that made that run through the Elite Eight to the national championship game before falling to Northwest Missouri State. I believe that's who they played in the national championship. They look a whole lot more like that.
Yep. Zach Brown in the ball game, away to Snyers. Schubert to Champion at the elbow. .210 to go, first half. Frank drives in the lane, would not fall. Champion has had some good looks.
And that's the thing, you've just got to keep taking those looks. Eventually they've got to fall, and to get to the free throw line, that's you're going to get there.
On the season, Champion 67% from the line. Settles in. And that one no good.
What'd you say he was shooting for the line this
67.
Year? So 2 out of 3, you would think, you missed this one, the next 2 are going.
Absolutely. I have faith in Frank.
Numbers never lie.
I love it. And there, oh, goodness. That was just about a carbon copy rattling around and out. 2:02 now to go here in the first. 33-10 is your score.
Just means his next 4 are going to go.
I like that even better. Lottie drives on Schubert. Nothing there. Fiddler drives, stops to Roberts. And the big man is playing with confidence.
And that's such a good play there offensively from Flagler. Forced the help, just dropped the pass off.
A 25-point advantage. That foul on Lewis, senior from Kansas City. Brown to Snyers. 90 seconds remain until half. Champion bounces it to Zach. Heavy traffic, and Zach gets it in there.
Just got to get some of those shots to fall. Dan Evans wanting the foul, not going to get it.
70 seconds remain in the first, 35-12. Roberts, a couple of dribbles, and will wait on somebody. Oh, and taken away. Tipped by Brown to Snyers. Let's get a good look here. Champion, yes.
Finally start falling. Get one more stop here and cut it down below 20 before halftime. You got to like the momentum going into the break.
Agreed. He'll have another crack at it. Get a stop here. Lottie at the elbow. Back to Fiddler. Wide open for three. No good. Rebound Champion. Now the Nighthawks have an opportunity. Brown would not go, but a foul sends him to the line.
And if that's on Jazik, oh, they're not going to give it to Lottie. They're going to give it to Fiddler from behind. I thought they might have gotten Lottie, and that would have been big to have him with 2 fouls going into half.
Huge. Brown settles in at the line. Oh, and got it just over the rim and good.
So you're going to have to make one more defensive stop now because you went quickly, which I'm not against.
Yeah.
You had the numbers, go at it, especially when Zach has the vertical to maybe throw down a hammer and get a lot of momentum going into halftime. Now you got to play solid defense here and not get them to the free throw line. I think that's the big thing. You don't want Flagler to draw up something here and there, use it or lose it, and get an easy bucket. If they're going to score, make it be a long-distance shot or make it be something that's extremely challenged, because coming out of this timeout, you know that Chad Warner has got something that he's got for a 15-second, a 10-second, whatever it is, whenever they say go, they've practiced this play over and over and over again, and it's something he feels confident that they're going to get an easy shot. North Georgia's got to play very tight defense here.
It's hard to comprehend, but in the last less than a minute, the Nighthawks have scored more than 30% of their first half offense.
When you put it that way, yeah. It's crazy. 6 points here in the last minute or so. But that's the thing. If you can continue to just weather that storm of not being able to find buckets and keep playing defense, which is what you've prided yourself on all year, you've got yourself you've got 20 more minutes of basketball to play.
Absolutely.
Where you can continue to play defense and do the same thing Flagler's done to you here in the second half.
We'll see how it works out here in the final 20 seconds. Flagler with the ball, leading 35-16. Now with 10. Shot clock, game clock at 7, 6. The drive, the shot, no good. Tip, no good. And that will be the heave from Darnell Snyers. Oh! It hit the back rim! Whoa! That would have been a way to go into the half. That's as close as you can come and not make it.
Yeah, I mean, to get the stop there, it was a challenged bucket. That's what you called for. Challenge the bucket strong. And then to have that shot almost fall. If it would have fallen, the roof might have come off this place. And wow, I can only imagine what it would have looked like going into half.
No doubt. As it is, it's Flagler 35, North Georgia 16. Back with a halftime report right here. You're watching the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Joyride beads. I hear if you run long enough, you get something called a runner's high, which sounds like something I'd really enjoy. Let's do this. Okay, so far so good. Mama Lake? What? Still no high though. Hi. Hey. Oh my God, there it was. My first runner's high. Well, better quit while I'm ahead. God, I'm good.
What is the Golden Eagle Band? Established in 1873, we are the oldest organization on campus. Excellence in music is our passion. Our spirit of brotherhood provides friendships that last a lifetime. compete and perform just for fun. Join the tradition.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want with NCAA.com, the home of college sports.
North Georgia basketball on the Nighthawk Sports Network is brought to you by the Smith House Country Store, Restaurant, and Hotel, the UNG Bookstore, Bryan Properties Commercial Real Estate, and Northeast Georgia Health System.
Courtside here, UNG Convocation Center. Lee Glenn joined by head women's basketball coach, Coach Buffy Burson. Coach, congratulations on a big win over Flagler today. What's it like having to play a team twice in a month like we did with Flagler and Georgia College when we haven't even seen almost half of the league for the first time?
Yeah, well, for us, I thought it was actually good because I didn't think we were playing our best basketball, and we played them early December, mid-December.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of things we could fix, and our team knew it at the same time, and so it was good for us to scout that and be able to correct a lot of things, and there was a lot of things that we needed corrected.
I like how in the lead here, or the lead before your game, we talked about, like, not a big NBA fan, but I like the playoffs when you get into like a series and you can see the difference between game one and game two and like the micro adjustments. And I think that your team has made some nice micro adjustments where we keep just running our stuff, but put different players in different positions. Is that something that we've kind of had in the books for a while, or have we just said, hey, look, we need to find something else. We need to find a wrinkle?
Well, probably a little bit of both, but the ones, like Anna Claire AC out there playing the 4, she's been practicing the 4 for a while now, just thinking the week because she could shoot it so well, and some people have been backing off of us, so that was nice for her to be able to do that. But yeah, I mean, just there wasn't a whole lot of wrinkles we did tonight. I mean, we were still trying to get into our post, which was obvious. I just thought we were more aggressive, and some people that hadn't been playing got their shot, and I thought they were just real serious-minded about doing what we were asking them to do.
That's a good way to put it. We talked about at the beginning of the season, like the team when we talked about, or the theme when we talked about your team is just bench depth. We've never had a 12th player that it could be. And now we kind of are finding out that we need that 12th player, because that 12th player has moved temporarily into the 8th spot, and it's great to see them stay invested, focused, and although you didn't have all your entire roster tonight, you used your depth as a plus.
We did that Saturday as well at Georgia College, and then here tonight, and it was just really, really good to see, because a lot of several of those players have not played hardly any minutes at all, and I just thought their buy-in with the scouting report and just playing within themselves and knowing what their strengths are and how they fit the team and the experienced players that they stepped in and played with. I just told them after the game that I'm not impressed too often, but I was impressed with them today, and that was the highest compliment I could give them.
That means a lot coming from you, and I think everybody sitting over here on press row was like, a lot of times when somebody who hasn't played in 4 games and gets in, it's kind of let me find mine, let me show why. Yeah. There were substitutions in there where it was like, I'm just filling my spot. I'm doing my job, and that was fun to watch. Let me ask you this. You mentioned it. We like to play through the big. Has there been an emphasis in the last couple weeks for Julianne Sutton to, number 1, offensive rebound more, and number 2, go to action on her second touch? Because I don't remember Julianne Sutton being this good of an offensive rebounder. And I know she's a great passer.
Yeah.
But when it goes to her and out to the other side, our offensive points for possession just goes through the roof.
Yeah, she's always been a really good passer. I just think she's been more focused on that lately. The offensive rebounding part, I think that's just showing her some film on look. I mean, she had 6 at Flagler, and just, I think her just kind of knowing that was an opportunity and then kind of trying to keep her a little bit fresher, that too helps. But yeah, she's always been a great passer, so that was good to see.
It says a lot about her character, because we like to play through her, but we got to work so hard now to get it to her.
Yeah.
She gets the pipe run 2 or 3 times a game, but when we get in a half-court set, it's got to reverse 2 or 3 times, and she's got to keep the girl on her hip. Mm-hmm. Now it's like, hey, look, I might not touch it before the first shot, but I'm going to go get it on that offensive.
Yeah, definitely. She's finding different ways to score, and that's one of them for sure. College football. We talked about this a couple segments ago. Yeah.
Is the result to the Georgia-Alabama what you thought it was going to be?
Congratulations, by the way, big dog fan.
I
should have found you already.
I wasn't going to go there.
I should have given you a text.
Yeah, that's fine. I wasn't going to go there.
I just wanted you to be happy and enjoy it and wait till the parade was over. And now
I appreciate you being time sensitive to my encouragement.
Yeah, I want to get on the air and make sure I gave my congratulations. I don't know. I don't know what I expected. I am certainly happy for all my Georgia fans.
There's a lot of them.
There's a ton of them in my life and in the department, and always has been. But I don't know. I mean, I thought Alabama did everything they could do to actually say, "Here, Georgia, y'all take it."
I agree.
And but Georgia went and did that. I mean, after that crazy turnover. I thought Stetson Bennett was like, all right, I'm not doing that. I'm not screwing up again. I'm going to win this. And I thought they were more aggressive then than either team had been when they went down there and scored.
The best quarter I think they've played in a long time.
It seemed like a very conservative game offensively until that point. It was like, let's go. Now or never.
Isn't that like the rock bottom mentality? Try to transition that back to basketball. Sometimes like a season is ebb and flows, right?
Yeah.
And you want to, when you see it going, do you want to like say, hold on, stop, let's fix it. But sometimes there has to be just where you just hit rock bottom and you're like, you know what, this is as bad as it's going to get, let's go. Isn't that kind of how sports is wired, that you've got to kind of get punched in the face to be able to give your best?
There's no doubt about that. It's kind of funny that Landers coach Kevin and I were actually talking about that just the other day through text. Because it just happens once or twice a year. That's going to happen, and it's a very humbling sport. It's a very humbling profession. If you haven't been humbled in a while, then you're going to get humbled. Right. You just wait about a day, and it's going to happen. And so, I would agree with you on that.
Next up, next person up mentality. In a 20-plus, 30-game season, you never know what the next curveball you're going to be thrown is. How do you make sure that you are prepared for whatever comes your way?
Well, I mean, like you have to stay ready, not get ready, but stay ready. And that's why, again, I was just so impressed with the people, our players these past couple of games, because I thought I've never had a team, if I can brag on them for a second, where the majority has just done so much unrequired work consistently, early to shoot-arounds, early to practice, staying later. If you're in the minority, if you're the one or two that haven't been doing that. But, yeah, I mean, the Peach Belt, it's so unpredictable. It's so good top to bottom that, I just think you just have to, stay focused and take one day at a time. And the expression that you can't eat an elephant in one bite.
That's right.
That is kind of the mentality that we're taking right now. We took that with this team, over the past 4 days. I think you just have to, take it one day at a time because it's tough.
Is that a product of, generational leadership that's been handed down throughout your program throughout the years? And now you've had players like Julianne Sutton and Abby Franklin that have been leading for 4 or 5 years now. And it's just their message has trickled down into the Josie Earnhardts and now the new players like Kayla Massop and Jamari McDavid. Is that just kind of trickle leadership?
I think so. I mean, their impact is insurmountable. I mean, that was why. It was another reason. They're so good players and people, but I was so excited they were going to stay another year just to impact our culture like that. But it takes buy-in from the other people too.
Good point.
You know, and these players have done that, and they look up to Abby and Julianne so much, and that's, again, like I said, I'm just so happy that they came back for that reason.
Just a side story, just to make it a quick one. I was in Subway one day this week, and in line in front of me were the two of them. And they were just sharing with me the new challenges that you were going to face over the next rotation of games. And it was just like,
yeah,
whatever.
That's how they are. And isn't that remarkable? They helped me calm down, because
really?
They're when it was so hard at that Benedict game, when it was just so much adversity and such a tough game, they were out there laughing and having fun. And I'm over here it was so tough, and they're just loose, and they help the people around them play that way too.
They are they're the straw that stirs our drink.
No doubt.
So, quote, air quotes here, wintry weather over the last few days here. What as a coach do you say to your team? Maybe you've got some girls that haven't seen snow or been around it a lot.
I don't know.
How do you tell them, hey, look, we got work to do.
Yeah.
But do or do not sled? Like what's the rules on snow days?
Well, there is a rule, and I think it was broken yesterday, maybe. But it was. They didn't lie to me. They didn't lie to me, and I didn't really ask. It just kind of came out. But I really don't. I think they thought we weren't going to play, so they had a little bit of fun, which I'm okay with because nobody got hurt. And it's hard to resist the hill out here on campus.
Yeah.
Hard to resist that. But normally, it's like the text says do not. But
that's right.
Anyway, they have fun. The hard part is just getting them back locked in, because it was very unpredictable yesterday. We were going to practice at 1 and then whatever, but they got here at 3:30. We did our film and prep, and you saw the results today. So another point about Julianne and Abby's leadership was, let's get down to business. Let's have fun. Let's get down to business.
Enjoy it, see it for what it is. But the basketball season doesn't stop for a little bit of
Absolutely.
snow. Absolutely.
Yeah, stay locked in.
Last question for you here. First no Wednesday game that we haven't had. It's like you've got 4 days before you play again.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a new feeling for us, isn't it?
It's a new feeling because of that, and because we're getting players back. That we're taking this team, the team that played tonight is taking the day off. The ones that are coming back are getting more acclimated, coming back. So that's a little strange. In fact, that we were the only ones playing tonight. Could work in our favor while everybody else plays Wednesday night, and we can actually watch. So we're going to try to take advantage of a little bit of rest with the people that have played so many minutes, but also get us back together and get ready for Saturday, because that's such a big game, important game. I'm happy it's here at home. Where people can come out.
And by the way, congratulations on the 50th win for your program in this building.
Oh, that's awesome. See, that means a lot to me. That really
50
does.
wins.
I love
You've only played in here 52 times.
Yeah.
But you got 50
and I remember those 2 losses. Almost as much as the wins.
But that's that tells you what it means to be able to play, the privilege of being able to play in this building.
I love this building, and I love our players having the opportunity. Cannot be more proud.
Well, we love having you here. This is a tradition that win or lose, we hope to stick with. And so thanks for joining us, and best of luck Saturday.
Enjoy it. Thanks, Lee. Bye-bye.
Right, we'll be right back in 30 seconds here on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Second half is underway here in the Convocation Center alongside Walker McCrary, Craig Corbin, and the Nighthawk Sports Network team. A lot of work to do for North Georgia, but a nice way to finish the first half with that 6-0 run.
A great way to start with a defensive possession, forcing Flagler out of bounds.
Champion, the floater, would not go over the top. Boy, Jones got a hand on it. Flagler, though, will come away with possession. Flagler, the #1 team in the Peach Belt. The lone loss to Aiken. Metzger now works on Frank. Now away to Barr. The no-look pass intended, I think, backdoor for Curtis Lewis, but Curtis didn't move, and the ball went out of bounds.
You and Lee said in the women's game, what, a zig-zag or a zag-zag?
Exactly. There was no zag.
Let's find a bucket.
That would be a great way to start this second half. Schubert backs in, kicks now to Darnell. Snyers to Billups. Shot clock at 12. Down the right side of the lane, shot up and good off the glass.
And going up against Metzger too, not afraid to go against the big guy and try and force him into a compromising situation.
35-18, Lottie with the Euro step, missed the shot. Here come the Nighthawks. In the lane, Schubert missed an easy floater.
How many of those have we missed inside the restricted arc?
Oh, it hurts.
A little bit of momentum, though, still for North Georgia. They've gotten good looks here, just have not been able to finish.
Agreed. Metzger, and then the backdoor cut. Off-balance shot will go for Derek Ellis. Snyers, baseline. Now to Jones. Schubert on the wing with 13 to shoot. Darnell feeds Jones, and that's a reach-in foul on Barr, who knew he was going to be charged. Second personal on Barr.
Baseline out. This is where you try and convert 75% of these.
That one would not go. Well, that might have been a travel.
Yeah.
You can't scoot when you're on the floor. That has always been a bugaboo for me.
What, that you can't scoot or that they don't call it?
They don't call it. Ball out of bounds to North Georgia.
Yeah, when both feet move, that's a travel.
It has to be.
Doesn't matter if your momentum takes you on the slide or whatnot, but if you're sliding, you catch the ball and immediately let go. Start your dribble.
I don't think that is something that is called as consistently as it could or should be. But they haven't asked me about it.
No, they haven't me either.
37-18. Schubert for three, and he'll get three at the line on the foul by Lewis.
You know, there were a couple of those in the first half. I think of Malik here at the top of the key, that the exact same play happened. We don't get the whistle. We got the whistle this time. Now we've got to knock down free throws.
In any ball game, free throws are precious and valuable. When you trail like we do now, even more so. Schubert settles in.
The clock stopped is huge.
Yep.
I mean, there's still a lot of basketball to be played. You've got 5 media timeouts left, and you're just trying to win the segments. But to score with the clock stopped and be able to cut into the lead without a second ticking off the clock, that's big.
Cody willed that second one over the front rim. Third one, he took the scenic route. 3 for 3.
Well, you have to think, first one was all net, second one was a will. The third one has to go a long way.
I like it. And it did. 37-21. Inside 17 minutes here in the second half. And over the end line goes Alati.
You see the students just getting alive here in this one. Right there next to the offensive end of the bench. How often do you take scenic routes?
Oh, goodness. As often as possible.
Scenic routes are underrated.
Absolutely. Billups right back to Jones. Eric fakes the three. Now what a champion. Frank over Metzger, wouldn't go.
Just keep playing defense.
Long three from Lottie, no good. Rebound champion.
Seems like Flagler doesn't run a lot of offense. They try and create just one-on-one basketball, and I think that's been one of their big things this year. Is last year they played very together on the offensive side. This year, not so much.
Schubert with a nice move, no good. Jones the follow, no good. Oh, my goodness. Oh. Point
That's
blank.
4 that I can think of.
That hurts. Down 16.
But again, you just keep defending here.
Metzger at the elbow, away to Barr. Floater in the lane, good. Barr now with 8. Schubert. Now Billups out front, and Barr read that. Lottie. And that drew contact. And an official timeout. 15-17 to go. It's Flagler 39, North Georgia 21. Back in a moment. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network. There's a look at the Nighthawk huddle. How much difference would it make if even half of those missed chip shots had gone in?
Well, I mean, I'm thinking of at least 4. I can think of 4 just off the top of my head inside the restricted arc. 2 in this half, 2 in the first half that haven't gone for North Georgia. You get half of those, and you're looking at a 14-point ball game instead of an 18-point ball game. Now, if you're hitting the shots inside the restricted arc like you should, we're looking at a 10-point ball game, which the way that this game is played out plays out completely differently if it's a 10-point game as opposed to 18.
100%.
But you won the segment.
And that is the goal as Lottie hits the foul shot. That's the goal of any coaching staff. Lottie 77% on the season at the line, and 2 of 2 there. And it's back to a 20-point advantage. 15-10 to go here in Dahlonega. Evan Hurst in the ball game. Hardy to Brown to Hurst. Evan one dribble and a 3 on the way. That one did not have the arc necessary and came up shy. Lottie in traffic, no good. And a foul will send him back to the line.
He's got such a quick first step, and you saw his first step getting out in front, but then he ran into a little bit of defensive wall for North Georgia, had the hesitation move, and then got the first step again just to get past and get a look at the basket. I don't think it's a bad foul from Evan there, but this isn't the guy I want to see at the free throw line.
Agreed. Lottie makes that one. He's hit 3 in a row. Yeah. Second one coming now. And Lottie now with 11 on the night. 43-21. Schubert goes baseline and off the glass, good.
What a great first step by Cody. Now we got to play defense in transition as Flagler trying to push some tempo.
Metzger backs in on Brown. Hands to Lottie. Right back it goes to Metzger off the glass. No good. Tip in by Barr. And Barr now is above his season's average at 10.
Just keep weathering, keep making buckets. The defense is coming.
Schubert in the key, now to Hurst. To Champion. Works on Metzger, nothing doing there. Out front to Hurst. 5 to shoot. Evan with 4, 3, 2. Elbow would not go. Rebound Brown, right back to Evan. In the lane, taken away.
I like the idea of driving there, but got to keep better control of the basketball.
Hurst had a good look, but he just wouldn't fall. 13:33 to go. It's 45-23, and a whistle stops the clock. That will be on Hurst, his second.
The offense has just not been there tonight. Defense, I don't think we've played bad defensively. It's been some turnovers that have hurt us and not being able to hit any shot.
Yep. And that takes a toll.
Yep.
At a certain point, psychologically, it takes a toll. Just as when you are in a flow offensively, that is a positive aspect psychologically. Barr to Lewis and around to Lottie on the wing. Long 3 off the mark, no good. Rebound Bethea.
Great defense there by Malik. That's a fun matchup to watch, Lottie and Hardy.
Giancarlo in the corner to Hardy. Back to Bastianoni. Works in on Cole Roberts. Puts it up. Hit the underside of the backboard. And Cole will hand it to Lottie. It was a nice move by Giancarlo. Lottie goes baseline, double team. Now back to the wing.
Good help side defense from Bastianoni.
Roberts drives on Giancarlo. Up, good. And Giancarlo just not sure what else he could have done on that one.
Yeah, not a whole lot else. You've got a guy who outweighs you by 55 pounds at least and has the experience of being in a physical Peach Belt conference where Bastianoni, just a freshman, still trying to find his way in Peach Belt conference play, and Roberts just took advantage.
Well, and Cole had the momentum, had that full head of steam. Yeah, that.
And Giancarlo wasn't in a position to take a charge. I mean, it was a block or no call. Either way, there was no charge there.
Cole had that 270 pounds on the move. Giancarlo missed that one. The rebound, though, into the hands of Darnell. Tipped to him by Brown. 48-23.
Great shot by Malik.
Nice baseline jumper.
Such a fun matchup, and now we get to see it on this end. It's two all-conference players from a year ago getting to defend each other on both ends of the floor.
It's as good as it gets.
That's what you sign up for.
Yeah, agreed. Inside 12 minutes we go. Roberts now will look for a bit of help. Backdoor cut to Ellis. Malik, nicely done with the left hand.
That's what North Georgia's got to do. Get the defensive stop and get out in transition. Try and beat Flagler to the other end.
Clock rolls, 11:30 to go in the ball game. 48-27. Roberts backs in.
I don't know what they're calling there.
Goodness gracious. That's a head scratcher. Time out of the floor. 11:23 to go. 48-27 Flagler. Back in a moment. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Someone here at Circus Burger has been talking to the press, telling them that chicken is better than burgers. And I want to know who it is. Is it you, Bill?
No, sir.
Diane?
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't Steve. He just started. You're doing a great job here, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm not big on pointing fingers, but it was definitely Bill.
Whoa, it could literally be any one of us.
Somebody did it, and I'm going to find out who.
What is going on here?
Bandit 3, this is Fox 2-3. Can you see that contact to our front? Man, it's Fox 2-3 up. Mark him with tracer fire.
There are those who choose a different path in life. A path of selflessness, of service. A path that leads to freedom. Do you have what it takes? Find out at GoArmy.com/warriors.
Nighthawks huddled up there, trailing 48-27. Nice basket by Malik before the timeout. And you would love to see him continue getting back to his full self.
He missed the whole fall semester with an injury and has come back and really been a strong X factor off of the bench for Dan Evans' team, and kind of being held a little bit quiet tonight, just 4 points, a couple of fouls there in the first half where he's had to play a little bit more conservative, but matched up against the defending Peach Belt Player of the Year.
And way too easy on that inbound, and Barr now with 12 points.
Baseline out of bounds.
50-27, 11-11 to go here in Dahlonega. Brown down the lane, had that one blocked by Roberts. He got it back and drew contact.
You got Lottie with one. That's a second,
okay,
I think, right?
Beg your pardon.
What a block by Roberts. I mean, played it perfectly, straight up and down, jumped straight up and down, even backwards maybe. Was in a position to take a charge. I guess he was inside the arc and decided not to.
Nice job by Zach at the line.
Just keep chipping away. I mean, that's all you can do at this point.
You got them both.
Defend well and chip away on the offensive end. Still plenty of time.
Yep, there is.
It's only a 7-possession ball game.
Here. Inside 11 minutes to go. Fiddler takes it from Barr. Tried to get it right back to him, but tipped away. Nighthawks with the ball. Schubert zips it cross court to Snyers. Nothing there on the baseline. Giancarlo back to Schubert. Cody at the foul line. Shot clock at 18. Now Hardy will take a straightaway three and drain it.
Finally a three-pointer made, and Malik just steps up to the top of the key and says, I'll put this one on my shoulders.
And already the Nighthawks have doubled their offensive effort from the first half. Approaching 10 minutes to go, 50-32. Lottie, high arcing three, good.
I mean, he shot a few of those tonight, and you know he's such a good basketball player, but hadn't hit one up to that point. Good pressure there from Bastianoni, just better shot from Lottie.
30% from three. Hardy behind the back dribble, nothing there. Brown works on Fiddler, turns, shoots, would not go.
It was due to the foul, though.
Jones and Champion set to check back in for North Georgia.
Don't know how much they'll come off the floor down the stretch either. You're chipping away at it, though. I mean, you're at 20 points. It's hung right around there. This segment. Still got some more media timeouts to go, and you're playing very well defensively, especially off of those ball screens.
And Zach doing it from the foul line tonight. Checks out with 9 points. 53-34, 9:34 to go in the ball game. Ellis to Lottie. In the lane. Barr backs up. Three-pointer, no good. Air ball to Champion.
That's one that always confuses me, is how is that not a walk?
Right. Billups.
I mean, he caught the ball inside the three-point line, stepped back, and then got both feet behind the line.
Right.
In Park and Rec, they taught me that was a walk.
9:09 to go. Fiddler works on Billups, drives, left-handed layup, no good. Jones the rebound. All right, guys, get a basket here. Malik in full form, away to Champion, turns, nothing there. Billups feeds Jones on the block left side, triple teamed. and is tied up.
We keep possession, though.
8:48 on the clock. 53-34. Nighthawks have scored more in the first 11 minutes and change than they did in all of the first half.
That's what I said. The offense is going to come. You're not going to have two halves that poor on the offensive end. You've just got to defend this very talented Flagler lineup.
8 to shoot. Hardy, floater in the lane, no good. Roberts
up on the ground.
Yep. Lottie guarded by Champion. And it goes out of bounds off of Lottie.
And that's been the big Achilles heel for Flagler this year is it's a lot of one-on-one basketball. They played so cohesively last year. Think back to the game that we saw Dan Evans' team win here, which was the last loss Flagler took until the national championship game.
Right.
They still played so cohesively in that game and did that all the way through the season. That's just not there this year, at least from what we've seen of Flagler so far.
Pass intended for Jones, a little bit too low and out of bounds. Clock stop, 8:11. Barr reties his left shoe. Inbound comes to Barr, back to Fiddler. Fiddler, freshman from Huntsville. Drives, lays it up, no good. He's had 2 drives to the basket, one from either side. Neither have resulted in a basket. Champion, and that's a block on Barr. Frank was headed for pay dirt no matter what. Clock stopped, 7:51 to go in the ball game. Flagler 53, North Georgia 34. Back in a moment. You're watching the Nighthawk Sports Network.
What do I do when my love is away? Does it worry you to be alone? How do I feel at the end of the day? Are you sad cause you're on your own? I can't find a little help from my friends. So I'm gonna try a little help from my friends.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there, and they never tasted this good.
There's the Nighthawk huddle. North Georgia trailing 53-34, and Walker, as we talked during the break, there is still time to climb right back in this contest. And to your point in our conversation in the break, Saints have actually helped out with their approach on the offensive end of the floor.
A lot of one-on-one basketball for Flagler, trying to just create, not running a whole lot of offense. And you see what their offense is based off of. It's ball screens. It's trying to take advantage of matchups and one-on-one. That's what they do, but they haven't been running their offense. Right. It's been a lot of just try and create on the fly.
3 by Malik Hardy. How about that?
And Dan Evans wanted the foul, and I can't blame him for trying to argue that point.
Now let's come up with a stop here, guys. 7:37 to go. 53-37, your score. Roberts out front, guarded by Champion. Hands to Fiddler. Shot clock at 12. Now Bain drives with 8, 7, 6 to shoot. Roberts lost the handle.
You see how uncomfortable Flagler looks? That time they tried to run offense and tried to move the ball in a motion flow style offense, and it's just so stagnant. It stays up top. Where they've been getting success is on the dribble off of ball screens. That's just not the type of game that Flagler wants to play in that possession.
Basket here would be huge. 7:07 to go. Champion works the right side, backs in, double team, underneath, good!
And just like that, just 50 seconds gone, and now it's a 14-point game.
6:50 to go. Whistle prior to the shot.
See what I'm saying there? Yep. Lottie just trying to take it himself, using his athleticism, came off of a ball screen up top, found his way to the rim. That's the type of offense that Flagler tries to run. When it's working, it's great. But when you start turning the ball over like this.
And here we go. Billups against Fiddler. Drives, shoots, and a foul on Fiddler. Things going to get interesting here.
Yeah, Metzger quickly, well, I say quickly coming to the table. They're getting their starting five back out there. Coach Warner goes to the bench to send a couple three to the table. It's just one of those things where, like I was saying, when the offense in this one-on-one style and ball screen and try and create type offense isn't scoring points and you're turning the ball over, that's where you allow teams to climb back into games.
Missed foul shot there. Billups will have one more. And the trio of Metzger and Ellis and Lewis are back on the floor.
Has Lottie come off the floor yet tonight?
I don't think he has.
How many minutes per game does he play? I know Abby Franklin plays a ton for our women. I would imagine that Lottie's kind of the same.
33.
Yeah.
1 of 2 for Billups, and it's 53 to 40. 6:46 to go.
He's the cog that makes them run.
Yeah.
And again, it's this matchup of Hardy and Lottie that's so fun to watch on the defensive side.
Lottie with the ball, right back to Metzger, now over to Barr. Lottie between the circles. Shot clock at 12. Barr drives on Champion, reverses. Shot up, good, and 1. Oh my goodness, Barr with 14 on the night.
I don't know what else Frank could have done there. I don't know that he was trying to block a shot. I don't think there was any of that. And Coach Evans, I think, has a little bone to pick with this official on the far side, kind of out of position.
Barr completes the three-point play now with 15 on the night.
I've never officiated a game in my life, so I know I can't even imagine how hard it is.
Yeah.
But you're out of position on that one.
Agreed. 6:16 to go. 56 to 40. Champion guarded by Metzger, backs in, nothing there. One more try at it, good, over the top.
Those are the shots that he was missing early on in this game. Now he's starting to heat up a little bit. Keep playing defense here.
5:55 and counting. Barr on the wing, guarded by Jones. Metzger out front, backdoor cut, Barr, good. Barr is having the game of the season. Has doubled his average. 58-42. Jones to Schubert. Eric, nice power move over Barr.
You're still in a position where trading baskets at this point is okay, but you want to start getting a stop or two here.
Yep. Metzger, hands to Lottie, quick three, up, and no good. Rebound Jones.
Again, the quick shots help North Georgia.
Inside 5 minutes we go, 58-44. Darnell Snyder is ready to check in. Hardy in the lane, no good. And a foul prior to that on Lottie.
Might be 1-1 though. They got Lottie with his third? Is that who they got?
That is the third on Lottie.
That's kind of big.
Yep. Hardy goes to the line.
Bonus.
Yeah, nearly 80% on the season for Malik. Got the roll. Bain in for Lottie.
I think that's his first time off the floor.
I think you're right.
Unless he came off late in the first half.
And I'm not sure that he did. A workhorse Malik got them both. A 12-point ball game.
I said it off air right during that last commercial break. If you can cut it to 10, and remember, we still have a couple of media timeouts too. We still haven't had that floating media timeout on the first called timeout of the half.
Metzger to Lewis, and a whistle away from the ball. They're going to charge.
They got
Greg
Billups. Yeah, they got him, I guess, on it, impeding progress over a screen, but that's what you're taught to do. You're taught to jam coming off the screen.
Barr at the line. Gets it to go. A 50% foul shooter on the year.
Law of averages.
Yep. The numbers say this should be a miss. But
I can tell you why he's a 50% free throw shooter, though. I can.
Why?
The hesitation up top, it's so choppy.
Not flow.
It's not a fluid shot. He stops at the top and then shoots it, so it's all wrist on the shot.
Ball knocked away. Champion gets it back but loses it. Barr hands it to Ellis. Flagler with the ball, leading 60-46. Nighthawks cut it to 12. And they get it into single digits here. 4:14 to play. Metzger with the ball out front to Barr with 19 points on the evening. Ball knocked free, and North Georgia nearly had it.
Yeah, hit off the face of Frank off of the deflection, and you thought North Georgia might get the basketball and be out in transition, but now you've got to defend baseline out where Flagler's been really good tonight.
5 seconds with which to work on the shot clock. 4:05 to play. Bounce pass to a cutting Lewis. Metzger, hook shot, no good. Rebound, Billups. Inside 4 minutes. Snyers, the champion, behind the back and lost the handle. Barr to Ellis, back to Barr. The feed to Metzger, the basket and the foul.
Just a little bit too fast.
Yeah. Clock stop, 3:45 to play. It's Flagler on top. Back in a moment. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network.
To the Pacers, going to play in the Convocation Center there in Aiken, tough place to play. Have yet to play Augusta yet. Dip Mitras always has a good program. You haven't played Lander yet. They can score a lot of points. I don't know if they're talented enough defensively to keep up, but they can score a lot of points. They haven't played Georgia College yet. I mean, there are a lot of very good teams that have closed the gap on Flagler from last season.
Upper tier teams in the Peach Belt. Schubert drives, floater in the lane, no good, left short. Flagler with the ball, 3:25 to go, leading 63-46.
And Flagler may win the league. They're talented enough to do that, but if they play this style of basketball against the Augustas, against the Georgia colleges, against USC Aiken at their place, they're going to be in for some very tight games.
Agreed. Metzger to Lottie, 7 to shoot. Metzger slams it home.
That's where they're so good, when Lottie's able to come off of ball screens and get 2 feet in the paint, where he can see the entire floor. You talk about a point guard being able to see the floor from out top. He can see the floor, the entire floor, from 3 feet from the basket.
7-0 run by the Saints. Foul called on Lottie, his 4th. Stops the clock with 2:45 to go.
So we go to the line here. I mean, you're down 19. It's 2:45 left. You've still got time, still got timeouts on both ends. So it's not unheard of. It's very tough at this point. Don't get me wrong.
What a story it would be. Malik puts it in, 65-47.
Got to keep hitting these shots and got to start getting some turnovers. I think that's the big one here.
Yep. Second one coming for Hardy. Good looking shot there.
Maybe get Metzger to the line somehow. I don't know how good of a free throw shooter he is, but.
Ooh, 33.
Okay, that's the guy. That's the guy I want to foul.
Ouch. Ellis with the ball, drives on Bethea off the glass, good.
But you notice he's not going to touch the ball very much.
Right.
He's in there for defense. He's in there to rim protect.
2:22 to go here in the second half. 67-48. Flagler jumped out in front 10-0 and intercepted by Lottie. And that opening spurt really powered the Saints to a comfortable working margin. Bethea to Snyers, open for 3. Yes.
And just think if you were able to hit a couple of those shots early on, those type of shots.
It's a completely different ball game.
The great thing is now for Dan Evans' side, you've got Columbus State coming in here on Saturday. You've got a chance to go back to the drawing board here and get back to work later this week. You've got the long break in between games now that you've played pretty much a back-to-back against, you know, 2 of the tougher teams in the league for sure.
Flagler maintains possession. Timeout taken. And it will become a full, and we'll take it. 1:22 to go. Flagler on top by 16. This is the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself. The rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
The human body is like any high-performance machine. As the miles add up, parts wear out. That's where pain begins. And here's where it ends. Where top orthopedic surgeons use breakthrough techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for good. Feel like new again for miles to come at the region's only dedicated joint care center, Northeast Georgia Medical Center.
To Northeast Georgia Medical Center, one of the fine sponsors of Nighthawk Sports on the Nighthawk Sports Network.
You said off the air, 67 points per game is what we're giving up on average. Flagler sitting at 67 with 1:22 left. So you've done what you needed to do defensively. I think that, you know, other than, you know, Flagler being able to get to the rim and get some easy shots, whether it be by backdoor or off of ball screens where we could have defended it a little bit better, a little bit tighter. We've done the job that we needed to do there. It's just offensively tonight, we struggled.
Did not flow as it has of late for North Georgia. Hurst sets to check in at the next opportunity. Lottie will drive, Dipsy-do, no good. Rebound, Billups. Here come the Nighthawks. 1:05 to go. Snyers, three, would not go. Rebound, Brown goes up strong, no good. And Flagler has it as we move inside 1 minute to play. Had the first half been a bit different offensively, it would have been an interesting second half.
But think about it. North Georgia's now finished the season series with 2 of the current top 3 teams in the league.
Bingo.
You went 1-3 against them.
And that makes a difference down the stretch.
Went 1-3 against them. Got swept by Flagler, but I think played very well defensively against them both times. Just did not have the offense tonight to be able to really compete against the Saints.
Final seconds, and a nice alley-oop. The old-fashioned alley-oop to Zach Brown makes it 67-53. Flagler will improve to 13-3, 6-1 in the Peach Belt. North Georgia will fall to 11-5, 4-3 in Peach Belt play. We'll be back to wrap things up right here. You're watching the Nighthawk Sports Network.
Joyride beads. I hear if you run long enough, you get something called a runner's high, which sounds like something I'd really enjoy. Let's do this. Okay, so far so good. Mama Lake? What? Still no high though. Hi. Hey. Oh my God, there it was. My first runner's high. Well, better quit while I'm ahead. All right, I'm good.
Goodbye, LA, until another time. When can we call it love? Think we crossed the line.
Shop, play, and stay in Dahlonega, the heart of the North Georgia mountains.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
First half tonight for North Georgia made it tough sledding against the number 1 team in the Peach Belt. Flagler winning 67-53, and Walker, and we're talking about it during the break there, and had the first half offense been anything close to what the second half was, very different story.
And scored 37 points in the second half. Did North Georgia. Looked a lot more comfortable offensively. Not that we didn't look comfortable in the first half offensively, but you could tell that there was just the mental block of not hitting shots.
Yep.
Which, as you said perfectly, it's a big psychological thing. When you're not hitting shots, it carries over into other areas of the ball game. Correlate it to golf. If you're hitting a driver off to the right-hand side,
yes,
your putt's not going to be there. I mean, it's one of those things that it's not just a basketball thing. It's a psychological thing where if you're not going well, it's not going to go well in other ways. You've got to find a way to get past that. And in the first half, it just wasn't there for North Georgia. But in the second half, you saw a different North Georgia team. Played defense great, held them to 67 points, which is a tough thing to do against this Flagler offense that's very talented. Just couldn't get it done in the first half.
The nice thing about this being a Monday game, you've got several more days to rest, repair, and prepare for Columbus State on Saturday.
I mean, you think about the stretch of games that North Georgia went on. You had to host Georgia Southwestern right out of the break. First game, that's a tough matchup. Had another home game right there afterwards. I believe that was against Lander. A tough game to have to prepare for. Clayton State, very athletic, having to go there, hostile environment. having to go to Georgia College and prepare for that team.
For a top 25 team.
Exactly. And to come out on top in that game, and then to have to turn around and play the preseason number 2 team, not in the country, not in the conference, in the nation, and have to do that on short rest. Young Harris or Flagler had to do it on short rest too. Don't get me wrong. They played Young Harris, but Young Harris and Georgia College are 2 completely different games that the 2 teams played on Saturday. Completely different. Not to say that was a factor in this game, but it definitely played a part. Now North Georgia gets 6 days off before playing Columbus State, who is a very good team, 11-4 right now on the season. They'll play Lander on Wednesday, a chance for us to scout, a chance for us to see what they're all about, and really dive in over the next 5 days, wherever our off day is. Since didn't get the off day on Sunday, you'll get an off day probably tomorrow. But then starting Wednesday, it's all about the Cougars and trying to get back to the winning track heading into the second half of this Peach Belt season.
Shake it off and stomp it under your feet. You're done with Flagler in the regular season. On to the rest of the league.
That's exactly right.
On to the rest of the league. Well, and it'll be Columbus State with the men, a 3:30 or so tip here from the Convocation Center.
We tipped this one at 7:32.
Wasn't that so nice to be right there on the button? That doesn't happen often.
Can't complain.
So good to have you on the call here for the men's game. That's going to wrap up the doubleheader. And again, your final score: Flagler wins this one 67-53. On behalf of Walker and everybody with the Nighthawk Sports Network, I am Craig Corbin. Good night from Dahlonega.